Obviously, from a management perspective, those that are symptomatic, the answer is surgical untethering. And I'll show you a surgery here toward the end of our lecture. The tougher thing and what's more controversial, of course, are the kids that are asymptomatic. So if you've got a child with a big lipoma, but they have no symptoms, the question is, should you intervene or not? There's two sides to that argument, right? Some would say that surgical intervention gives you the highest chance of remaining neurologically intact. Others would say that there's risks that go into surgical intervention and you've got a child that's intact. You should not intervene until they're showing you symptoms. The tough part, and what I always tell the family is, of course, I'm not operating on the spinal cord. If the spinal cord is misbehaving, I'm taking the tug or the pull off, right? I'm improving that, the mitochondrial oxidative metabolism. But the spinal cord has to repair itself. And some kids have a much more plasticity and are able to do that. Others can't at all. And so that's the very hard part, is you want to get them right before they fall off the cliff. But I have no way of looking at an MRI and knowing when that spinal cord is just very tired of being tugged on and within the next weeks to months is going to start to malfunction. There was a beautiful study that was done years ago when Corey Raffel was up at Mayo that basically showed that children with open spina bifida, when they start to show the initial sign of tethering, so maybe their foot deformity is worse, maybe they start to show an increase in their scoliosis, that over time, over the ensuing 5 years, 60% of kids are going to continue to show further decline neurologically, urologically, or orthopedically.
Hey everyone, Ryan Rad here from neurosurgerytraining.org. If you like that video, subscribe and donate to keep our content available for medical students across the world.